Okay, guys. So, welcome back. Kind of an odd angle here. So, anyways, I'm out in my garage/workshop, and I wanted to bring you in on the polishing, waxing part of the restoration that I'm doing on my pipes here. And I just recently got a new small compact bench grinder. That I can use for the finishing part of the pipe restoration. That means after sanding or restaining or just touching up, and finally putting wax on the pipes. That's going on here. So earlier on I just showed you that I was working on Stanwell anniversary pipe. And the last thing I did, as I showed you, was making the final part of the cleaning with alcohol and cotton. And this pipe has just been resting for 24 hours with the alcohol treatment. So now we have a very clean and fresh smelling pipe. So now all that is left to do is to make the last part of the touch-up, which means I'm going to give it a light polish, and I'm going to end up giving the pipe its layer of wax. So even though this pipe was already restored and it looks more or less perfect from a used perspective, we can touch it up even a little bit more. So my process is I have more or less three options here. I have a stiff wool that I use with a more heavy compound, and that is more or less like the how do you say, after like 1,000 grit sandpaper. This is the aggressive machine polish. Going further down to the soft pad with a more fine compound. And then finally the very soft that doesn't have any how do you say, it doesn't really remove or do anything, but it can finally apply the Carnauba wax. So it is making some heat into the wax and applying the wax layer to the pipe. And then you can put multiple layers if you go back the next day and make another wax layer. So we will be using the soft polish first, and we'll move on to apply some wax to it. Usually I like to remove the stem when I'm working on the pipes, since I have more control and there's less risk of something grabbing on the bench grinder and pipes going everywhere around it, and you end up destroying your very nice piece of briar here. So every time you work on these bench grinders, pay extra attention to the stamps, and don't risk anything fading anything. With the soft polish here, you will have to be grinding on this for a very long time to do something wrong. But with the coarse one, you can start to risk going too aggressively. So I'll be starting up the wheel here in a second. I'm gonna be going on medium speed, and my max RPM on this is 10,000 RPMs, and I'm usually working on 5,000 RPMs with the I don't know if this is 4 or 6 inches, whatever. I don't really remember how big my pads are here, but yeah. So you just need to be careful. So watch your ears if you have earphones on. This might sound horribly, so forgive me, but I just want to show the process. So forgive me if it's gonna be very noisy. Okay, here we go. Power on is a good thing. There we go. First we clean the wheel a little bit. apply some compound. The soft wheel doesn't really pull off anything, so you have to work the compound more with the soft. There we go. And we start. The most risky thing is the rim that can sometimes catch on the bench grinder. So most of the time I'm polishing with the rim towards myself, so I don't have the rim catching on the wheel. And all the time try to have your finger inside the ball so you don't have it flying around. You need to stay in control. What I'm thinking about, I don't know if you're going to hear what I'm saying, but I'm just going to speak while I do this. If you don't hear anything, forgive me. I'm focusing on more pressure in the beginning to get some heat into it, and then I'm slowly releasing the pressure and getting a more and more refined finish. I'm already seeing a difference. Even though it was polished before, we are refining the finish here for sure. The plateau top here is difficult to polish, but you can get some shine into it, even though it's not a straight edge. All the time be careful on the rim that the pipe is not grabbing. So the shank, less pressure, being careful with the stamps, all the time looking if you're doing something wrong. So final way around the pipe, less pressure, refining the shine. Less pressure. And here comes the risky part. When you have less pressure, you're holding on to the pipe with less force, and this is where the pipe can grab and you get into problems. So be careful. Okay. It's probably not going to show on video, but before it was clean, now it is shining. I'm very happy how that transformed. Okay. The stem is a little bit dull. It is in good condition. Stem, you can go more aggressively. So we will see if the soft polish is going to do enough. We might shift to the more aggressive one. Be careful with the stems, they can very easily grab. My grinder has some weird issues where it's jumping in RPMs. I might actually have to talk to the manufacturer why that happens. Be careful with the stem logo. Sometimes you also all the time have a little bit of the oxidation, browning part on the tip of the stem. On that angle, it could be difficult to remove 100%. Okay, we were able to make small adjustments to the shine here. With the stems, that is a pretty hard material. If you want to get that mirror finish, you have to start all over and going back and sand it and making it dull, and then graduating, go up in grade and finally to the polish. If you have like a dullness, it is because you have minor scratches left behind from sanding, and then you just buff that up, but you have the small minor scratches deep down behind, making it dull. So if you want the mirror finish, you have to go back to sandpaper, moving all the way up to even above 1000 grit, and then finally a heavy, a medium, and a fine polish to get that mirror finish. Yeah, this is the best I can get. Maybe I'll have to go back and sand it if I want to take it to the next level. Okay, next is wax. I'm having a process where I apply wax to the wheel 3 times, building pressure in the beginning to heat up the briar and the pad and the wax, and it takes some minutes and some getting to know the process so that you can feel that you're starting to apply the wax. This is a solid wax, and you have to apply that heat into it, and then gradually removing the pressure, and eventually the last pass that you're going to make is going to be without a lot of pressure, and then you get that mirror finish. Let's see what we can get out of this. So here we go. First, spread the wax that you have in your pad onto the whole pipe, like this, touching all the surface area. Now the RPMs jumped again. Okay, now we start working. Decent amount of pressure in the beginning to get some heat. But not more pressure than you can have the pad rotate. That is something you need to have to get the feel for. If you start to see smearing and you can see that you're working wax around, you have too much product. Then you need to clean the wheel and go again. You shouldn't see traces of wax. Then you have too much. I'm not going to remove stamps with this fine soft wheel. Okay, second application, a little less pressure, everything is moving and it's heating up and getting softer. The bent pipes are all the time the most difficult to get polishing in here with the shank and the ball without running into issues. You can't get a mirror finish with wax in just 1 minute. You have to work on this. Okay, last time. And I don't see any traces of wax, so I didn't reach my limit, which is a good thing. You want a very thin layer. Less is more with wax. So now I'm starting to see that I'm getting that shine. Remember the shank? And the rim. And last pass, hardly any pressure now. And if you can, follow the grain. This way you have more pressure, here less. I'm barely pressing. I'm just letting the wheel do the buffing. And be careful when you don't have pressure, then you don't hold on to the pipe as firm. Don't let it slip. The pipe is also very slippery from the wax now. Okay, final buff. Amazing, it looks very nice. Okay, I'm gonna show you the end result. Finally the bit, be careful, you're not gonna do anything, you're just gonna give it a last shine buff. This practically does nothing on the stem. Don't apply any more wax on it because wax will smear on the stem very easily. Okay, and with a clean, soft microfiber towel, wipe off any smearings, finger marks or whatever, and here we have the final product. And you get that mirror shine. That is mainly the wax, and it just makes the pipe very, very presentable. So I don't know if you saw the difference from before to now, but I can see on the camera, plus my rambling, we spent 20 minutes just to the polish and the wax, but it is way worth it. So that is the final polish and waxing part of the restoration product. So now this 40 anniversary pipe, 1982 from 1942, anniversary pipe from Stanwell, is complete. I can now put it to my Excel spreadsheet and put it on the cabinet. It is a model 52 freehand. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.